Savage and beautiful, John Norman's Gorean saga is brought to life in the Tales of Gore role-playing game and its companion world book, World of Gore. Take flight on a tarn, luxuriate in the bathhouses of Ar, pit your steel against the deadly Kuri, best your enemies and place them in your collar.
All right, fact and fantasy. Gore is fiction and fantasy, excuse me. In Second Life Gore, not a lot's done on the fantasy side, although where I'm recording this has a fake Earth, basically, where the girls go and walk down the street and get kidnapped to be made slaves. A handful of cities in Second Life Gore do the fantasy part. I know a guy that had a spaceship in the sky for processing slaves. So basically, but overall, no. Second Life Gore deals with the people on the planets and it does it. But there is a fantasy side. The Gorian saga is set of 37 books. I think it's up to 30 now, 39 now at the time of writing, based on the planet Gore on the other side of the Earth's sun. It's a war between the priest kings and the Kuri, intertwined with stories of Gorian folk, Tower Cabot, and a man from Earth who found himself transported to Gore. Do the beasts often bother you? I asked. No, said Ivan. They seldom hunt this far to the north. They are rational, I told him. They have a language. That is known to me, said Ivan. Did not tell Ivan that those he knew as Kuri or beasts were actually specimens of an alien race, that those in their ships were locked in war with priest kings for the domination of two worlds, Gore and Earth. In these battles, unbeknownst to most men, even of Gore, from time to time ships of Kuri had been scattered and fallen to the surface. It was practice of Earth's priest kings to destroy the wrecks of such ships, but usually at least, they did not attempt to hunt and exterminate survivors. If the Marine Kuri abided by the weapons and technology laws of the priest kings, like like men, live another form which permitted them to survive. The Kuri I knew were beasts of fierce, terrible instincts who regarded humans and other beasts as food. Blood, as to the shark, was added to their system. They're extremely powerful, highly intelligent, and though in intellectual capacities like those of humans, were far below those added into their systems. They were extremely powerful, highly, I'm sorry, fond of killing and technology advanced. They were, in their way, worthy adversaries of the priest kings. Most lived in ships, the steel wolves of the priest kings, fond of killing and technology advanced, they were in their way worthy adversaries of the priest kings. Most lived in ships, the steel wolves of space. Their instincts, bridled to some extent by ship loyalty. Ship loyalty was thought was their own world had been destroyed. It seemed plausible when one considers their ferocity and greed that what they might be that what might be as implementation and virtue of advanced technology. Their own world destroyed, the Kuri were now wished another. The Kuri, of course, which were the men of Torvad might have had dealings, might have been removed by much as generations of the Kuri of the ships. Is regarded as one of the most dangerous of war, however, that the Kuri of the ships might make contact with and utilize the Kuri of Gore in their schemes. Marauders of Gore, page 9, book 9, pages 92 through 93. Voyages of acquisition. I could see the black disk now moving swiftly, but not at a great altitude, passing among the night clouds under the three moons of Gore. The black disk approached more slowly now, seems to sense its way. It dropped among the peaks and moving delicately on the rocks near a shelf about 100 yards from the shelf. The ship stopped, stationary. Cernus now, from beneath his cloak, drew into a small flat box, and his fingers pressed a button on the box. A tiny light on the box flashed twice, then green, then red. Again, that was a moment's pause, and then from the ship there came an answering light, repeating the signal, except the signal terminated with two reds. The men stirred uneasily. The ship then began to ease toward the shelf. Cernus looked at me. To speak of what you see is, of course, death, he said. A panel on the side of the black ship slid back, and the man's head appeared. Hurry! Cried the man, and those of the staff of the house stood lines before the panel and received various people, which they placed in carrying basket. Certain of the boxes which were unloaded, to my surprise, bore lettering in various languages of earth. I recognized English, French, German, something that was presumably Arabic or some Chinese or Japanese. Then I watched while 10 cylinder tubes, apparently of transparent plastic, were removed from the ships. Each was marked and sealed, and with each two points that were valve openings to which in slide I suppose the two tubes might pass. One perhaps for oxygen, for other for gas used to sedate the occupant. The one to draw the carbon dioxide from the cylinder. The cylinder contained a beautiful girl, unclothed and unconscious. Left about the left angle, then there was unlocked a steel identification band. They were doubtlessly girls kidnapped on Earth, brought to Gore to be slaves. The man then re-entered the ship, and the panel slid shut. There had been no bill of landing, no receipt of any kind exchanged. I gathered no such check in common in a legitimate exchanges was felt desirable or necessary. The lives of these men, I suppose, were their bond. I turned and observed the black disc, which now silently lifted itself from the rugged edge, rocked edge, and moving horizontally away, vanished among the peaks of Volta. The Assassins of Gore, Book 5, pages 93 through 101. Again, quote, on the whole, I liked the people I met and was confined that they were largely of Earth stock, that their ancestor had been brought to the planet on voyages of acquisition. Apparently, she had been brought to the planet and had simply been released, much as animals might be released into the forest of preserve or in the fish into stock river. That's Tarnsman of Gore, Book 1, 64 through 65, or excuse me, 44 and 45. So a lot of girls role play in Gore, Second Life, of being walking and saying, hi, I'm an Earth girl, or hi, I'm from Earth, I've been wandering Gore. And that's where this comes from. Like I said, there are specific places, they're called GE. I'm not sure if that's true or not, which deal with voyages of acquisition, things like that. So
That's all, folks.